And I now give the floor to the Sikh Human Rights Group.
Madam Vice President, in reference to report 51/22, Sikh Human Rights Group supports the sentiment and calls for action in integrating human rights with development in policies of financial institutions, and further the need to review debt burden of least developed countries to ensure basic human rights for their citizens. Basic human rights include right to healthy food and right to a healthy environment. While much attention is given to IMF, World Bank and private financial institutions in recovery from debt, the pandemic and environmental degradation, we must not ignore the impact of the policies of World Trade Organization, particularly in the Agreement on Agriculture. This agreement encourages large-scale monoculture farming, which is detrimental to environment, food security of least developing countries who have to import basic food commodities, and further increases poverty as well as dependence on unhealthy diets. As the WTO is outside of the UN family, its focus remains trade, with no obligation to integrate human rights principles in its agreements. As it is not a business, it is not bound to the emerging binding instruments for transnationals. The WTO model of trade regulation is limited and perhaps outdated, as human rights and, importantly, the Sustainable Development Goals are becoming increasingly integrated in almost all works of the UN bodies, agreements and actions, and as agriculture links almost into all SDGs, it is reasonable to propose that agriculture should closely involve several agencies of the United Nations system, such as SHRG, UNFCCC, UNCTAD, UN Women, UN Habitat, FAO, IFAD, to achieve development with human rights.
Thank you very much.